What's up, people?
Hey. When is that? Hey.
What's up, people? How about I just got a message that said the browser was failing to play the video clip. Did you see it though, see?
I did. I was looking at the thing at the same time.
Bet. So how we doing on
Let me see.
hey you, whoever just tuned in, how we doing on Facebook and stuff? What we showing?
I'm doing one right now.
What's up, gang? What's up? I can't see us on the monitor. So William, tell me, can you
it's
see
glitchy.
us?
It's glitchy. It's very glitchy.
It's glitchy.
It's getting very glitchy. Hold on. Let's see if it'll catch up with us.
Okay. Well, we got people coming in. So how about y'all tell us what's up? James, Ashley, Keisha, William. What's going on, people? What it
Yo.
What it do? Hey, Queens. Hey. Can y'all tell us, are we glitchy? He said, what up? What's up? I got to watch you over here because my monitor's tripping.
Yes, it's playing.
Hey, listen, we prayed anyway.
Now it's coming through. Okay, now it's coming through.
We prayed. So, hey, mommy. She said, we looking beautiful, melanin sisters.
Hey, we pop.
Thank you. We're crystal clear. Bet. Sierra is what?
What did he say?
Sierra is purpling.
Hey.
That's her color. Thank y'all so
like
much.
It was Will's choice. Blame him.
Oh, okay, that's why he want to make a comment about it. Okay, Will,
you had to.
Will was willing. Hey, big sissy. Are we coming in clear for you? What's up, people? Thank y'all for joining us. Y'all, this is season 3. What?
Hey, we in this thing. We in this feed. How y'all doing? We miss y'all so much.
Keisha say that's that purple passion.
Yeah, she gave me a name. Purple passion.
Auntie Elaine say listening in. Whoop whoop. Y'all, we are so excited to be back. Y'all missed the intro. Y'all were known.
Can we be playing?
She said, tackle it. Purple is royal. All right, James.
Thank you, James.
She's royal. James tell you what she called it earlier. We are so glad. I'm not. We're so glad to have y'all back. How was y'all summer? How was y'all? We're going to talk about ours, but how was your break? How your mama and them doing? Mama said she missed us as well. We really did. Aww. We really missed you. And y'all, it was so much going on this summer in the topics. We were like, we need to be back on the show.
We really do.
The world was tripping. My mama say she hot. Okay, that was her summer. Okay. It was hot.
The world was tripping. It was definitely hot. It was definitely hot this summer, y'all. I don't know how I made it through.
Let's talk about our summer. See? Let's talk about our summer. Tell the people what you did.
What I did. Well, I'm a year older. I'm older. Amen. I'm an age older.
In other words, happy birthday, C. When was your birthday?
August 30th. August 30th.
You want to tell us how?
I'm not telling you. You don't never tell your age.
Okay.
Even on thebomb.com, y'all can figure it out.
Okay.
2 years from 40.
You could have just, my God. Okay, you look beautiful. Yeah. You look beautiful. Tell us what you did.
Well, I spent some time with some lovely women who just blessed my soul, who included Nikki. I don't think they want me to put them on. Do they want me to put the people on blast? Should I put them on blast?
You're not blasting them. You just saying what
That's what I did. Okay, I'm just telling what I did. Keish, what's up? Yeah, she's 21. Thank you, Keisha. That's my dog. Got my back. Yes. Keisha, Carla, Ashley came from Arkansas and spent a whole week with me. I love you and I thank you so much. We had a blast. Went to San Marcos, went to San Antonio, had some fun in Houston with family and friends. And I thank everyone who just loved on me, who sent me messages on Facebook, Instagram, or text me, call me personally. I just felt really, really loved. And this birthday, I really just observed my environment. And I think when we left off from season 2, I said I wanted this summer to be meaningful. Did not know what that meant in totality, but at the end of it, it was very, very meaningful. And very, very heartfelt. I'm full with love. Let me put it that way. So my glow is just because of love and joy of the Lord, of course, but also the people that He has sent my way and around me to encourage me and keep me going through the next year. So thank y'all so much. All that good stuff. Yes.
Hey again, my older sister says, "Hey Queens."
Hey sis.
She says, "Super blessed. My brother ain't got no sense. He put his whole information up there."
Well, there it is.
Welcome, brother. And if you are driving, please stop texting. We love you so much. So, what else did you do this summer besides celebrate your birthday?
I worked. It was hot. I did something else, didn't I? What else I do? I did
Did
go to
you
Arkansas.
travel?
I went to
Yeah.
Arkansas. I did. Went to see Ashley and her fam bam. That was nice and cool. And then I went to Nikki. And we had a blast. Y'all get to see the blast this whole season. But it was a blast.
We almost spent the whole summer together.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, here and there. Uh-huh.
So technically, did we take a break?
We did.
We played
August we took a break until you took a nice break. Can we talk about that?
We will. We shall.
Yeah, we shall and we will. Because your break
shall.
was long.
What's up, Queen? What's up, Carla? How you doing? Yeah, we it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
It was.
So I want to ask you before I start talking. You wanted, I know you're not talked a lot about, you wanted your summer to be meaningful. What was like at least 2 meaningful things you got from the summer? Or what areas do you think you grew the most? Or both?
Ooh. I'm gonna say one, I appreciate that I have life, that I'm able to move and breathe. And I'm able to see things that I wasn't able to see before because I stopped and observed the environment. So that makes it meaningful for me because I actually get to take in, not just be a part of. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because always when it reminds me of the woman, the 2 women. Jesus was there, and one was busy doing stuff, and the other one was attending to Jesus. Oh no, one was attending to Jesus, and the one was near him, and it was just like I'm the one. I was always busy, but I wasn't sitting and like taking in.
Yes,
and being there, really truly being there and being present. So yeah, that's one thing in a nutshell. The second thing is I have a lot of growth to do. I have a lot of growing to do in this next year, especially for what God has put on my heart. And I don't know how it's gonna formulate. I have no idea. But I know I have to grow outside of myself, outside of my mind, outside of my limitations that I put on myself. So I really have a lot of growth and development that I have to do, so that I'm able to step in and walk into what God has for me and for my family.
Amen. I'm glad you got a lot of growth and development to do. That means you got a lot of blessings coming your way.
Hey,
Won't he do it? I know what
hey.
that meant, but Troy LeRae Booty. I know what that meant. They don't know what that means. I know what that meant, brother.
Okay,
Listen, James and Pearl Stafford family reunion said, "What's up, my people? Welcome back."
Hey, that's my fam bam. What's good, Bobby? What's good? And the people in the place, people in the building.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank y'all.
And
Thank y'all.
welcome to the
Wow, that's so
QT
cool.
fan.
That is so cool.
That is
I just
very
rushed me in
sweet.
there. Hey, Ray.
Hey, huh?
I said, hey, Ray.
Have you all shared? If you have not, please take a moment, tag someone, or send this to them in their inbox. Please,
Yes,
please
please.
share. We about to get into some ooh-wee conversations, and we want as many people to come to the table and meet
Wait,
with us, talk to us as possible.
wait, Nick.
Oh, what, baby?
You didn't tell about your summer.
I wasn't done. I was just letting the people know we need the support on the.
I was
No,
coming for your neck.
you came
What?
hard. Like I can't breathe. It's choking me. My summer was amazing. I lost some relationships this summer.
Yeah.
Won't he do it? Um, I went away and I was on the water. Jesus. And the water keeps calling me back, by the way.
I bet it
I was at an Airbnb that was, when I say on the water, when I went out on the patio, if I went over the patio, I was going to be in the water. And it was amazing. It was amazing waking up, going to sleep to, crying by, reading by, hearing from God, all by the water. It was amazing. And I heard a lot about myself. I heard a lot about him. I got some healing and some pouring into, and I got to pour out. So it was wonderful. I was in my niece's wedding. If she's watching later, shout out to you, baby. I love you. I got to see my family. See, I was pretty much with you most of the summer. We was together in July. We were together in August. So I got to spend time with you. I got to meet Ashley in person. Hi, Ash. Oh my God, I enjoyed. So they spent the weekend with me. And we spent it with Carla as well.
Yeah.
Oh God, we went out and did some amazing things for your birthday. But so QT fam, you guys are gonna find out what she and I did together in July for this season. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But while she was here, we clowned. We went and did karaoke at the Mexican restaurant. we didn't know what they were singing, but we did not. But we had a great time. And we prayed together, we fasted together, we talked, we cried, we cleansed, we laughed.
Yep.
It was amazing. So my summer was Look, my mama said we have too much energy to save for the entire city. Yeah. And what I love about C is we can lean on each other's energy.
Yeah.
I guess we can kind of tell them a little bit now. We spent 3 days.
Was it 3 or 2? It was 2.
2 days doing a lot of pre-recording with some special guests that we cannot wait for you guys to see. One day we recorded for 14 hours. We had no energy on most of those shows, but we were pulling on God, the Holy Spirit, and each other. What I love about her is we can tell when we're about to run low on battery. And one knows how to pick up for the other one. We prayed each other through. We supported each other through it because the main mission and the goal was to give you all an amazing season 3 and to allow God to use us. So the second day we recorded for 12 hours straight?
Yeah. It was 14. It was like 14, 16 hours.
We were goofy as
heck. We left and we came back.
We left, came back and recorded some more.
Day.
We were goofy as heck. But we did it.
We were delirious on the second day. We were cross-eyed and everything, baby. It was we got through it.
I had lime green hair. That's an inside joke. Did you catch that?
What?
Sarah? I had lime green hair. That's an inside joke. Peace and gratitude. The queens are back. Let's invite someone to be enlightened and inspired by these black-tastic women. You better come through, Edward. Thank you, darling. Thank you, darling. Yes. Losing relationships can be healthy. I have lost some too. I mean, sometimes, it's all right. Welcome back, family. Hey, Brandon. Y'all are bringing it. Thank you, Carla. And Ashley said the hair. Yeah, Ashley, yeah. We're going to leave that alone, though. We're not going to. Okay. With that being said, boo thing. Before we get into our topics, the QT fam has been voting on our new logo for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
If you don't know already, this is the one that won.
Hey.
It
Hey.
was me with the microphone. Now let me look. Let's explain to those B people, because some of y'all was in y'all feelings. I had somebody tell me at church on Sunday. I said I like B without the mic. Okay.
Whew, Jesus.
Didn't even know you was voting, but I got you.
I got it.
So that's the one that won. Thank y'all so much for
Yeah,
supporting
we
that
thank you so
and
much.
voting for your favorite logo. Because me and C couldn't decide.
No.
We could not decide.
It's funny we chose the same ones in different orders, but in similar
Yep.
words, we were like, we actually chose the same ones.
Yep. Yep.
So
I
then we
made
can decide.
and we were like, let's pick the top three.
Yeah.
We picked the exact same ones. So we
Yeah.
were, no, what, we're gonna let the QT fam decide. So
Yeah.
thank
Thank
y'all.
y'all
Y'all
so much.
did
Yeah.
a good job.
Yeah.
She says, I got to see Nikki in person. So exciting and so much needed. Amen. Like, you are a new sister, Ashley. I so enjoyed you. I know y'all went home and probably slept because we didn't get no sleep. All right. We did not. All right. Let me put this disclaimer up before we get started, and then see, we're going to hit one of your topics first, baby.
Bit.
Everybody read a screenshot if you need to. Bada bing, bada boom,
Bada
and
bing,
bam.
bada boom.
Bam. It's
Bada.
on you.
Before we get started, though, we want to start a new segment too.
Oh,
in the beginning of our
my
show.
forgot.
So before we go there, let's go ahead and do these real quick because I think it's gonna set the tone for how why we have so much energy and why we're so passionate about this podcast and how we're gonna step forward. So we both decided on one word that will describe our week, and you can share your one word as well. And then if you had a win this week, please share it with us. It will uplift each one of us to share our testimonies for the weeks of our wins, but also our fails too. If you had an epic fail, was like, man, this what happened to me. I did X, Y, and Z. Let us know what it was, so we all can get through it together. We're a family here. We're trying to grow together and learn together. So,
notice it says with a lesson. We don't want to
of
hear
course,
about you
with the lesson.
to learn a lesson, because you had to
Exactly.
fail for a reason. What was the
Yes.
lesson? All right,
Yes.
go ahead.
Yes. So, what is your one word? I guess I should say for the week. Describe this week for you.
I had a bunch of them, but I was like, Nikki, it's gonna be one word. I would say the word would be distraction.
Can I ditto that? Can I ditto that?
Let's hit the
Please.
ditto button. Let's hit the ditto button. Then you have officially
I'll
ditto.
pick another word. Go ahead. Distraction. Why was it a distraction?
No, it's cool though. It's cool though if that's your word, but that is my word for the week. And the amount of people that I've talked to that have been dealing with it and didn't know that that's what they were dealing with, but that's been something that God has been dealing with me with. So when I hear somebody else talking about it and they call me, they're like, I need to talk. That's a distraction. That's a distraction. And it's only meant and sent to get us off focus.
Off focus.
So that was my word. The victory, my great victory of the week was recognizing what the distractions were. That's a victory. You hear me? And recognizing the pattern that, because I always say that the enemy knows which cards to play with each one of us, right? What they work on C, not gonna work on Nick.
Right.
So he sends what has been working before. Mm-hmm. And I played right into it. And I was in this cycle. It was like the never-ending story, my God. And then when I recognized what it was and I realized how much wasn't done because the focus was on the distraction, I said, you dirty dog.
You dirty dog.
You dirty dog.
You messing with my plan.
But then I was like, wait, I can't dirty dog the devil because I was the one that wasn't on watch. So I'm the one that was on me. So that's my great victory, was recognizing the distraction. So the epic fail, if there was a fail, was that I allowed myself to be distracted. Lesson learned in all of it is know what your distractions are and be mindful that you're not focusing on them instead of what you're supposed to be focusing on.
Bam.
I'm done.
And she shoots and she scores.
That's another private joke. Sorry. Go ahead.
Hey. Well, my one word for the week would be to piggyback, because of distraction, man, that's hard for me. I'm going to say imbalance. And that means not to have balance. And so for me, I'm like trying to, after my birthday, I'm trying to like, okay, Steve, this is the new year. Get it together. Y'all talking about New Year's? No, this is my New Year. So
Yes.
it's like
Yeah.
it's the end of the year, got 4 more months left, and I'm just like, okay, find some balance on what you want to achieve and what you want to do. And so for me, I'm really just trying to find a new balance. But in that balance, I did one thing this week to prepare me for this week was which was meal prep. And so I did.
Big girl.
I did a big girl thing. And so it really has helped. Like I'm like already looking forward to it because it tastes good too. But but I did meal prep this whole week for myself. And so I'm proud of myself that I did that one thing to help me stay balanced on my progression of weight loss, healthy living. And so yeah, epic fail. I had chocolate yesterday. Thanks, Carla.
That's a fail.
But it wasn't bad chocolate. It was this one.
That's a fail because
It's
that's
dark chocolate.
but
It
that's
wasn't
chocolate.
that bad. But I didn't eat the whole
I
bag.
don't know if I'm gonna
Look, I
say
didn't eat
it's
the whole
a
bag.
fail.
And I'm not
Yeah.
a chocolate fiend, but I had a sweet tooth. And I was like, I need something to give me a little pep. And so I had the dark chocolate pistachio. So thank you, Carla, for birthday gift. What was my
Ooh,
birthday gift? Yeah.
pistachios. They're delicious.
I
Oh,
love
I'm sorry. I'm
pistachio.
supposed to be. I'm sorry.
But it was an epic fail in the sense of yeah, I could have went without it, but I needed some energy. I was exhausted. I had Bible study yesterday, and I was just like, I need something to wake me up, and it did. It gave me the pep and stuff that I needed to get through the night. So
Bet.
yeah.
Bet.
So now we're gonna hit these hot topics. Y'all ready?
Ooh, yeah. Go ahead, hit your topic, boo.
So one of my topics is let's do this. So I've seen a couple of reels, a couple of TikToks of single people expressing when is it time or the right time to be vulnerable with your partner. And I mean, not just vulnerable, but like tell the secrets or things that people don't really know about you that might expose who you truly are or what you've been through. And then on the flip side, I've seen a lot of reels and TikToks about people who are married who still haven't disclosed their deepest pain, hurts, trauma, or joys with their spouse. They've been married to 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and their spouse has no idea. And they feel like if they share this information about themselves, it might make them look like a liar. One, two, they don't know what they're going to do with the information.
Mm-hmm.
And three, it can be shameful because it might be something that's really traumatic.
Yeah.
And so my question to the QT family to start off this season, we're going to dive right into this one, is when is the right time for you, or when do you think is the right time to really show the person you're in partnership with who you truly are and what you've been through? Because once you do that, I feel that vulnerability opens up so many other doors. But when is it the right time, or is it the right time?
Ooh. Come through with the deepness.
Sorry, you like it? I love
Ooh. Tell y'all was
it.
good. Child, that's such a good question. I want to start with you because you're married.
Oh, bless it.
Won't he do it? I'm divorced.
So when we were dating, when I dated other men, I never got the opportunity to really share my deepest hurts, pains, and traumas because I didn't trust them.
Okay.
So I did not really share that side of me. But when three out of the men I've dated in say my time, I actually did share some deep things about myself. And with my husband, who's not my husband of almost 13 years, woo,
No plug.
we were dating. I did share some things with him so that he gets somewhat of an idea of like of what I'm dealing with internally. And I remember when we were dating, and I probably shared this before, he said something to me because I was really, really like, you just gonna leave? Now he was going to church, y'all, but I wanted to spend some more time with him. But I didn't know how to tell him that I wanted to spend more time. All
Yeah.
I knew what to do, all I knew to do was get mad and get frustrated at that time. I didn't have the words, nor did I have the mental intelligence to be able to articulate what I was really feeling at the time.
Yeah.
And so I got really, really upset. And then he was like, "You realize I'm just going to church, right?" It's like, I'm not going to the club. I'm not going to the bar. I'm just going to church. But I'm like, we could just, like, I can go to church with, no, I just got to, okay, bet. So he comes back and I didn't want to talk to him because I was in my feelings. And he was like, I really like you, but I ain't going to be your daddy.
Ooh, I ain't your father.
Period.
I ain't your
Who?
father.
Period. Who? You hear me?
Yeah.
And I said, the little girl, the grown little woman I thought I was, became a little girl. I was
That
like,
part.
well, dang. So with that correction, I was like, if he didn't know I had daddy issues, he wouldn't have felt bold enough to say that and correct me
Yeah.
in the way I need to be corrected. And so at that time, of course, I got offended at the time. I was like, "Oh, how dare you?" But then hindsight is 2020. Now I understand, and I appreciate. I think at that moment, I was like, "Oh, you a man. You ain't back down for me. You a man."
You can handle
Let
handle
go.
me, daddy.
Uh, exactly. And so now that we're married, I will say just in the last 3 to 4 years, we've discovered more about each other that we did not even expose when we were dating because
Mhm.
life has happened. Life
Yeah.
has pushed us to expose different parts of ourselves that we didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, how do we deal with that? How do we work with that? How do we work through that? Do I still love him even though now I know this information? How do I
Ooh.
love him with now knowing this information? How does he love me? And so we've really had to work through that in the past 3 to 4 years, as God is developing us and growing us and us really leaning into what he's calling us to do. It's uncomfortable, but I feel like it's making our relationship a lot better. So for both of us, I know for me in the beginning, it was because of mistrust of people and how they handled me. I didn't want to tell anybody my deepest desires or deepest hurts or pains. But now I feel more vulnerable enough with my husband. When I see something, I'm like, God, give me the right words to say because I don't want to scare him. One, two, I don't want to look stupid. And three, I just really want to make sure he hears my heart and not just I'm having a meltdown moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's reverse the bus a little bit. You said, "Ooh, now how am I going to feel toward him now that I know this?"
Right.
Powerful statement,
Yes.
because that's why a lot of us won't tell stuff, because you don't know how people gonna treat you if they know the real you, right?
Right.
But you
Right.
really think I'm still sexy
Yeah.
if you knew this, would you still love me tomorrow? And
Yeah.
so I love that you were super honest about that. I think for some men, from what I've had with conversations with men, kings in the audience, y'all chat, y'all comment down in the chat. I've heard them say that I don't say such to them because I don't want to throw it in my face. Because
Right.
I got men that'll tell me stuff they won't tell their wife. They won't. They are afraid that if I
Mm.
tell her that, oh man, she ain't finna call me no B. She ain't finna call me no. She ain't finna
Mm.
tell me I'm weak. And
Mm.
I've always said, but that's the very thing that you need to tell. I don't know, because last time I told her something, the first time we got into it, it was thrown into my face.
Mm. Wow.
So, from the women's point of view, I know for a lot of us, we want to feel 100% safe
Mm-hmm.
before we start revealing some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's nothing like making yourself vulnerable and naked,
Right.
and you are not safe
Right.
emotionally or physically or spiritually with the person.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because it gets thrown in our face, but it gets thrown in our face in another way. And we're not called weak and bees. It gets thrown in our face in ways that it tries to break us down. And
Mm-hmm.
it's used as a weapon. It becomes a weapon. I just
Right.
gave the kings in the audience a nugget. When it comes to women, we don't want that to become a weapon. So I loved your honesty. What was it in the last 3 years that made y'all say, all right, I feel that it's time for me to say X, Y, and Z to you?
Uh, at different circumstances, different pulls, different challenges,
Yeah.
different transitions, different career changes,
Mhm.
different family issues, different friend involvement or friend changes, um,
Mm-hmm.
seeing me hurt, seeing him hurt a certain way, you start asking questions like, why did it hurt you that bad? Or why are you so upset? Or even in our conflicts, why did that make you so mad? Like, why are you that mad about it? And so you start asking questions like, why did this hurt you so bad? And so when we
Yeah.
start asking more of questions of why, when, and who and what, it start unfolding certain things that we didn't know that was deeply inside.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I love that so much. Getting
Mhm.
to that root and not being afraid to get to that root.
Yeah.
Cause like I see you really not mad at me about the top off the toothpaste. What you
Right.
really mad for? Cause you ain't that pissed off about that top.
Yeah.
Or cause I squeezed from the middle this time. Like what you really mad about? I
Exactly.
love that.
And I
Uh,
will say that. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Carla says, yes, I love this. And Elaine said perseverance is my word coupled with overcoming. Come through. She been thinking. Come on.
Yeah, she been thinking.
Brandon said confidence was his word. Come on, Brandon.
Hey,
Go ahead.
brother, that's good. That's good stuff right there. Oh, you wait for me. I'll try to pull up the chat for you. But yeah, I was gonna say when we started a pleasant love and we started working together like side by side, that's when I would say everything started to like unfold because we
Mm.
got to see each other in a different light, not just like being
In your
husband and
everyday
wife,
roles. Yeah.
right? And
So she
so
started their YouTube channel.
yes,
Go
yes,
ahead.
yes. So when we started our channel, that's when we started to see the little intricate details of like, oh, you like to work in silence, right? Not an ounce of sound. And I like music and theatrics to help me focus, you know.
Right.
That
Yeah.
was very different, you know. And
Yeah.
so we kind of like create stuff. And it's like, but I need music. But you won't quiet. Okay, how are we going to make this work?
Right. Right.
And then why did this make you so mad when I said this on the YouTube channel?
The show.
Like,
Yeah.
why did that piss you off? Like, why did I, why? Well, when you think about or if I would, or if we're trying to like create something and we have conflict in that trying to create something, it's like, what was really the problem?
Right.
Oh, this really hurt. This is what okay. So when this happens in the future, I know I need to make sure X, Y, and Z. So it's kind of like that. It's like when we had to work together side by side to complete something, it really unveiled a lot of things. A lot
Wow.
of things. Yeah.
And I say I love how working together made y'all work through stuff and make
Yes.
discover versus pulling y'all apart. Because some couples cannot work together.
Mm-mm.
They cannot. They cannot go in business together. Period. Your husband said, "You said it, baby."
Oh,
Brandon said, that's on point, Nikki. Men sometimes hold their tongue because we are afraid of our queen's reactions. Ooh.
mm.
And this is for you.
Spring, you better preach on working together. Amen. Won't you do it? Won't you do
Want to do it? We want to hear
it?
from the rest of y'all down in the chat. Please talk to each other, talk to us. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
Yes.
Ooh, I just love that y'all are able to work together like that because what I found is when people start working together, whether it's marriage or platonic or just business,
Mm.
you start to really find out things about each other.
Mhm.
And if you can last a year together, that's beautiful. But if you
Right.
can last 5 years, that's amazing.
Mhm.
Because if you can't sit down and talk like grown people through the issues, see, I did not like when you did that. I didn't like it at all.
Right.
Why didn't you like it, Nikki? Well, because so and such such, and you're not so offended that you don't hear me and we
Right.
can't work through it, or I don't come at you so nasty that you can't hear me, we can't work through it, then yeah, we wouldn't be in season 3.
No.
We wouldn't be in season
At
3.
all.
So
Or it's my way or the highway. That type of thing. It is
that
my way or the highway. If you are such a one-sided person that you can't compromise, it makes it very, very difficult to work together.
yeah.
and in any aspect. And so especially when it's your spouse, it makes it challenging. It really does.
It even goes deeper than that. See, if you think about it, if you can't tell me when I do something, it bothers you, and I can't hear it.
Right.
To hear I've hurt you or I've done something that
Made
it
you feel
affects
easy.
you in a
Right.
happy way.
Yeah.
If I can't hear that, How much further can we go together? We are not in agreement. We can't walk together.
And you know what?
I can't even hear you. I'm too offended.
Exactly. And
What you mean when I say
feelings? You and your feelings. Yeah.
I'm so deep in my feelings. I can't hear nothing that you're saying. You ain't. I take it further than the way you brought it to me. How about that?
Right.
You like I didn't even. That's not what. That ain't what I said. So now we got to fight about what you think I said, or we got to fight about my attitude about what I think you're saying.
Right.
When I got to what you really said.
Right.
That's that part.
And let me say this on the flip side. Some couples can't work together, and that's okay. But in that knowing that you can't work together, support each other in whatever you both do. Because that makes it super important. It's okay. Some couples really can't. It's like, to save our marriage, we should not work together because we are very, very different. Well, if that's the case, so still support one another in that. Don't be jealous or envious. Don't do that because that's not love.
Yes, I love it. Yeah. Sometimes friends can't work together either.
Hey,
sometimes they cannot. And when they can't, I love you. It's not working out together, but that don't mean our friendship can't. Business relationship can't do it.
Come on, Nikki.
Or maybe it ain't the business part. Maybe as friends, this is all we can do here, and I need to stop trying to do extra stuff over here because that is not why we came together. That ain't it. You're doing too much.
Too much. So,
let me give you my thoughts on it. Ashley said, I need to record this, Jesus. Thank you, James. James said, amen, Queens. When you brought this topic to me, I was thinking about it. And you said, so, Nick, when should someone be vulnerable with someone that they're dating or with someone that they're married to? Mm-hmm. What I've been learning even more, and I've been married and divorced, what I've been learning even more is I want to bring certain things. I know I can't get completely naked just yet because we're still dating, but I want to be able to bring certain things to you as soon as possible, because we need to decide if we need to walk away or even try it.
Right.
Now, I'm not trying to marry you tomorrow. It's not what I'm saying. But there are certain conversations I feel that need to be had. Mm-hmm. The deeper we get into it, especially if we're starting to talk about lifelong journey and commitment, we need to start having conversations. What I've been finding is that we're so afraid of losing when we finally got somebody. We've been single for so long, or you've been wanting a good man or somebody for your children, or you've been wanting a good woman for your children, that when somebody comes, you don't want to scare them off. Right. So you don't have certain conversations. You just assume, because you watch them a little bit while you're dating, that, okay, they're going to. No, you need to have real conversations and find out how people feel about things. Right. I would rather tell you my truths and you leave me and I got to heal from a broken heart than we get married and their representative is gone bye-bye and so is mine, and real life hit, and you look at me like I never said. Who do that? And now trouble in our marriage that could have been avoided because we didn't have conversations. So I think that should happen depending on the nature of the topic. I think it's something that should happen immediately. If you're already married, I'm gonna need to know why y'all not talking. Because if you marry somebody that you cannot be naked in front of, emotionally and spiritually, did you marry the right person? Or maybe you need to tell, it's something I really want to talk to you about, but I'm afraid to say things to you because I don't want this stuff thrown up at me later. Or I've never told anybody this. You're the first person I'm telling. Right. If I can't tell you that and be secure and know that you got me when I tell you, I probably need to look twice at the decision that I made. That's how I feel about it. What are y'all thoughts down in the chat? Kings
and I would love to hear from the kings about this, because from a woman's perspective, I am to be more vulnerable. But from a man's perspective, sometimes it's really, really difficult to know when it's appropriate to be vulnerable or to share things that no one really knows about you to your significant other or to your wife. Kings, please put in the chat. When did you feel words? It was appropriate for you to be vulnerable with your significant other. Please put it in there. We would love to hear from y'all, because we women, we got different perspectives. But it might be similar.
If they're dating, we want to hear that too.
Yeah, if they're dating too. Yeah, for sure.
For
sure. Yeah.
Hello, Anissa. What's up, Roz? If you can't share, then maybe we aren't equally yoked. She shoots, she scores.
ready for your nut.
Ready for her birthday. So happy birthday, baby girl. Ooh.
She did. And she
Listen,
did.
so I'm gonna share something quickly with y'all. If I feel freer calling my mom, my sister, calling C, and telling them something than I feel telling my husband.
Problem.
Now, that's not to say, if we're going to keep it 100, that women got things that we share that we can talk to each other about that you might probably talk to your man about because it's a woman thing. I get it. And men probably have that same thing with their boys, right? That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. If I can't tell my husband that I have a fear of something God told me to do, but I'm really scared and this is why, but I can tell you, why can I not tell him? Why is there not security there? Why is there not a safe place for me to land with my own man? I can't lay up in your arms and tell you my fears. If I can't, because you're going to make fun of me, you're going to throw it in my face, you're going to weaponize my own words against me, I probably didn't make a good decision because that's not what you my husband for. The same matter, I'm not your wife to do the same thing to you. So if y'all are in relationships where your significant other has told you hard to talk to, I be want to tell you stuff, but man, you get to tripping, you make it about you or whatever it is. Rewind what we've been saying so far. Go pray, get that together, because the one person you really want to be able to be open and vulnerable with is the person that you're married to. I want to lay in your arms and be living the truth and not living a lie. Make sense?
Makes
All
sense.
Right. All right.
Makes sense.
Okay. All right. She say you better. You want to read that from your boo thing?
For me, it was a gut feeling. I'll give a little bit and see how you respond. If you reacted instead of responding, then I'll shut back down. And baby, he did. You hear me? I was about to tell him myself, but you went ahead and told me right there.
Wait, you said what?
Baby.
I almost spit my water.
Baby.
What happened?
The first 5 years of our marriage. Oh, Jesus. The shutdown was trill. You hear me? True and real. Okay? And I'm like, why you just keep shutting down? Because you keep responding, you crazy woman. Shut up.
Or you reacted.
Oh, I reacted. I responded wrongly and reacted badly. Let's be correct.
It was like I tried to give a little piece, Lord.
Jesus Christ. It was getting bad decisions all the way around. And so God said, shut up. Shut up. Okay. And I shut up.
Ooh, ain't it so when the Holy Spirit be like, don't you dare. Hush.
This is not your time to say something. Just listen to the man. Let him have a soft place to land.
That part.
One, Jesus.
The Holy Spirit tell you, shut up.
Huh? Shut up.
You sure right.
Shut up.
Shut up. I told you I was married before. We said church and a preacher preaching. Or he preaching everything we was going through. I look over at my ex-husband and I said, And the Holy Spirit said, I don't need you to be Holy Ghost Junior. Stop that.
I remember you told me that. How do you be Holy Ghost Junior? I got this.
I don't need you to be Holy Ghost Junior. And here's the thing.
I got this.
He was probably about to get that breakthrough.
Right there.
What he needed. And here I go with so now he in defense mode.
Right.
But he's trying to be holy. Like, did you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't give you the t-shirt that said Holy Ghost Junior. Stop. Hush. Shut up.
Stop. Hush. Shut up.
I don't need your help. I don't need your help. Anything you want to finish off on this topic before we move on, Boo?
No, I just say I would like to say this, we desire to want someone to see us for who we truly are, but you have to be that person too. You want someone to see you for who you truly are, but be that true person. Be that loving place. Be that safe place for other people. And this doesn't just work for like marriages or boyfriend, girlfriend. It's your friends too. Like, you want your friends to feel safe around you. You don't want them to feel neglected or feel battered when they bring you something or bring you their troubles. Like, sometimes we all go through things, and you need a safe place to land and a soft place to land. And hopefully you can build from that. So yeah.
That part. That was a great kickoff. Come on, kickoff.
Yeah. Nikki, you got something for us though, I know.
Man, I do. Speaking of marriage and relationships,
Ooh.
so this beautiful queen right here has gone viral. She made the following statement. I'm gonna have to read a couple of them, but on here it says the woman says Black people are the only people that talk about money in relationships, as other cultures already have gender roles instilled from young. So, seeing I have watched the complete clip, here is in part what she said. Black people are the only people who discuss money in relationships. Every other culture just knows that the man is the provider and the woman is the nurturer. We see Black women, we see our moms do more than our dads. So we figure we can do just like they did. Every
Mhm.
other culture grows up understanding that the men will be the provider and the woman will be the nurturer. She says if we don't know what roles we have, how are we going to know what roles we are supposed to play? And then she also says that's why so many Black women are unmarried because we don't have roles. End quote. So, fam, that sweetheart feels that there should be gender roles in marriages, and I can't wait to hear your answer. I saw this, and then two, if there are not gender roles, that is why basically the families are the way that they are. Other cultures, she feels, are taught growing up that it is the man that's going to work and provide. The woman's going to nurture and take care of the home. Black people were not taught that. We don't live that way. And we need gender roles. There's nothing wrong with having gender roles in the marriages. What is your thought about having specified gender roles? And Sierra, do you feel that it is the man's job to provide and the woman's job to be the nurturer? QT fam, the comments are already flying in. We want to hear what you all think. Ooh, okay. They tell us what they think.
Yeah, they telling us what they it's going on.
Okay. Wait.
It's going off. It's going off.
William say, is she married? Ashley say what? Say,
I
what?
said, what?
Elaine says, so good, double standard. And then I'm gonna let you read this one real quick.
Queen, let God use you because right now y'all are helping the masses with this one. We all need this even as reminders. Sometimes we are so programmed that we forget relationships mean two or more. Yes, God.
Why is you in a relationship by yourself when you're single?
Yeah.
All righty. So QT fam, what are your thoughts on gender roles? What are your thoughts on the man being the provider and the woman being the nurturer? What are your thoughts on anything that she said? Sierra.
I'm conflicted. My face said I was mad, but I'm conflicted because the beginning of what the reel showed, I kind of was like, okay, I understand you, sis. I get it. Because I look at my other friends who I went to college with,
Mm-hmm.
um, and we all are very successful. We all have degrees, we all have very good jobs, very good careers. Granted, they have the opportunity to be a nurturer, and their spouse is the provider.
Right.
It just so happens so that you got a degree in the process, right?
Right.
And you got a good job.
Right.
Um, and so it's an expectation that is supposed to happen. Whereas in the African American community, it's not. And I kind of understand from her perspective of what she's trying to get at. But when you ask the question of should there be roles in the household to establish a new norm or reestablish the norm, if you will, that's when I was like, because it's like it's really hard for me to swallow that as I'm in transition of trying to be that.
Okay.
It's like a lot of levels to this and this question. That's why I was
Right.
like,
Right.
ooh,
Yeah.
ooh. Because like for me to be for me to be go from this hard working woman, and yes, you can wear many hats.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying you can't. But
Mm-hmm.
for Sierra, I'm learning that for my body to do what it needs to do, I can't wear 50 billion hats. I can't. I could wear a few hats, but not 50 billion.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm learning that for me to be that nurturer or the one at home caring for my child, I'm going to have to let some things go for a certain amount of time and be able to fluctuate my life a little bit and allow my husband to be the provider. But I've never had a man lead on a man that like that because my dad wasn't here. So
Yeah.
it's a pattern of a lot of us having single homes, and that's why I say I agree with her. A lot of us are come from single parent homes where our moms did everything, or if you had a single dad, he did everything. So the gender roles are kind of like they not existing, really not existing. There's a man who has family that has a YouTube channel. I don't know if you ever heard him before. Belief. Ever heard of him before?
Are you saying
Um,
belief, like
Belief.
your
B
belief
E
in
L
God?
E A F. I think I'm saying it right.
I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I'm not sure.
Well, him and his wife, they have I think 4 kids,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a Christian rapper, and he decided to get out of Christian rap. He still loves and to enjoy doing social media
Mm-hmm.
and being a creative, but he cares for his family majority. He still is a provider, but he is the one caring for the family, as is his wife. So when you look at their family, you're like, so who does what, and who is the who, and are you the provider or is she the provider? Are y'all providing together? Like, because they work together a lot for creative stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, so I just imagine being a kid, like, well, mommy does this and daddy does this. Well, then, so then where is the role? Like, where these gender roles that people have curated, that we have created,
Yeah.
um, where does it, where it's so merged at this point because a lot of things has happened over history that it's kind of hard to say that we have to have gender roles in the family unit. But I will say I do understand what she means by other cultures don't really have these in-depth conversations because it's understood that the man will be provider no matter if the woman has a degree or not or has a job. So it's just one of those things where yeah, it's kind of yeah. What about you? What you think, Nikki? Are they
Girl.
going off in the comments? Are they going off, Jesus?
Um, it's biblical principle gone too far, but there's a thing called
Come
compromise.
on, life. Come on, life. Talk about it, be about it.
Thank you, Carla. She said, side note, look at that orange on you is giving radiant. Thank you. Woo-hoo. I
Hey,
think
what an
that's
orange
the
do?
Jesus light. Thank you, boo.
Yeah,
There is no perfect world. Life circumstances can cause different dynamics in a marriage. Bada bing, bada boom.
and that's that.
Um, I'm gonna say, oh, okay, I'm gonna let you hit this one real quick.
I think we are in the time that roles aren't in place as much as strengths. I get what she is saying, but I think the conversation is important within the relationship. Yeah.
First of all, find your mic and go drop it, Carla.
Okay. Who needs to?
Oh, I've watched that video probably 10, 12 times.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to listen and watch it without my immediate opinions about it. So I'm going to say there are some things that I can understand why her thoughts are the way that they are.
Right.
There may be a thing or two that I almost kind of agree with, but
Mm-hmm.
there are extenuating circumstances that make
Right.
what she's saying true. So there's a reason for that, right? You're gonna talk gender roles because you're gonna go old traditional. Well, old
Right.
traditional father was in the home too.
Mm-hmm.
So the luxury could be made that mom is gonna stay home and take care of the kids in the home. Dad's gonna work because dad's in the home. What do
Mm-hmm.
you do when dad's not there?
Right.
What do you do when when dad is there but mama has walked away?
Right.
So then you got one parent playing dual roles. The daddy ain't trying to be the mama, but the daddy got to play multiple, what you call it, 50 million hats. Daddy got
Right.
50 million hats now because
Right.
it's just him. There's nobody to divide the labor with, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you got a married couple and something happens to the father, he cannot work physically. He has to be taken care of by the wife now. So now what happens? Where's this gender role thing, right? So it's so many different scenarios I could throw at what she's saying. Now I will say I do know culturally, I'm gonna say the Hispanic culture. I'm not Hispanic, but I have a lot of Hispanic friends. They
Yeah.
are brought up and taught because that's what they also see.
Right.
So when father is in the home and there are certain rules, daughter not just gonna go marry some man that can't take care of her. You
Right.
can't expect that me, you're not getting her hand in marriage.
Right.
Fathers that feel like that. Therefore,
Mhm.
that tradition is carried on. For those that don't feel like that, hey, it's what we have now.
Right.
I say this when it comes to gender roles. Whatever decision is made, however we decide to make the dynamic, that's between me and my future husband. Hey, boo, wherever you are, that's between us. Society cannot dictate that for me. Society cannot tell me as a woman, your job is to only do X, Y, and Z. Because my husband may look at me and say, baby, I love the way you handle money. So I'm going to work. I'm going to bring you the check. I'm going to let you take care of it because I love the way you do it. He
Mhm.
may say, I love the way you do your podcast and your motivational speaking. So here's what
Mhm.
I want to do. Let me take care of you, but you go out there and you do that. I want to support your dream. To
Right.
other people, I'm outside of the gender role. I should be
Right.
at the house. I shouldn't be out there traveling the world. But me and
Mm-mm.
my husband have decided that's what we're going to do.
Right.
For some families, they decide that it's cheaper for the husband to stay home and take care of the kids. That erases childcare because she
Mhm.
makes more money. It just makes more sense. So society cannot tell me, you can't tell me what my gender role should be with my husband. That's what he
Mhm.
and I should decide. And that was my
Mhm.
conclusion to all of that.
Yeah.
Um, we got some comments, boo.
Uh-oh.
We got some.
It's
Um,
coming.
the keys is in their keys today. You hear me? The keys is keying.
Like he's scared.
Let's hit the lane, then we'll hit Miss Teresa.
Personality types are to be considered, but and put some prayer in there for guidance, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Mm-hmm. Hi, T.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
because the
Hi,
man was.
Queens.
Go ahead.
Hi, Queens. Because the man was not present at home, we as women had to be strong and play the role. Right.
The dominant role, sissy, she
Mm-hmm.
said. And then we got some clap, 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 claps.
Mm-hmm.
And I do understand because there were some people in the comments that were talking about, the women who feel like I don't need no man. I'm not.
Right.
I ain't talking about them. Nikki ain't never said that.
I never
Now,
said that.
I had to
Never
live
put
her
on my.
life waiting on a man. I don't live my life focused on a man. And whenever I do, God and the Holy Spirit, real quick, I'm gonna need you to get focused on it. But that's not my testimony. So I don't think we're really talking about those people. But when she made the statement, that's why Black women aren't married because there are no roles. What are your thoughts about that statement? What do y'all think about that, fam? And we're gonna come to your comments in just a moment, Ashley and Elaine.
That's why women are not married.
That's why
Black
Black
women.
not
Black
married.
women are not
There
married
are no roles.
because there are no roles. I think that's an immature statement. Is not fully thought out. I think in her aggression of what she was saying, that's what it was. But I would say more or less knowing your personality, knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses are super important. And being in a relationship and knowing, okay, you're better at finances. If I trust you, we can work on finance. I'll let you do the finances. Or you're better at, doing the laundry, where you can do the laundry. I mean, in this day and time, we make as much or more than men or black women, right? Black women make more than black men. It is what it is. Statistics show that. So it's a really imbalanced situation that we're set up with. And so for us as women, we have to carry so much more in the workforce too, as well as in our own lives. Then add kids to it, then add all the extra things to it, right? And so I feel like personalities, strengths and weaknesses, and more, all of that stuff helps make a better decision on being a better candidate, I guess you would say,
Yeah, yeah.
than black women because there's no roles. That's why they're not getting married. I think that's a very immature statement.
I love that. She's young.
She is.
Young. I will say I respect her opinion. She had a
Yeah.
thought, and I respect it. I
Yeah.
damn so don't agree with it.
No.
I do
No.
not agree with it. I know too many great Black women that
Great.
won't be married. Not having roles has nothing to do with not being married. Because if you don't have nobody to marry, how you know what the role? That's just it bless her. She had a statement and a thought, and I respect it, but I do not agree with it. What's but it's like that I don't like because you are grouping the entire diaspora, as you like
That's
to
a
say.
big
You are
diaspora.
grouping the entire culture of women to
Yeah.
that thought. And
Yeah.
it's those thoughts like that are the ones that black women not submissive enough that black men will say when they like to date white women. And hey,
Yeah.
if you date white women, that's you. I'm just making a statement.
Right.
Or black women are lazy. Black women are nasty. Really? Because you came across a couple of them. We all like that. You was a common denominator, but I'm gonna leave that alone. You want to hit
Right.
this?
Yes. I get what she is saying. However, we have to change our mindsets. Excuse me, we're living in a different generation. I feel it's now up to us to teach and guide our own families on what is best for us.
That part. She said this, Ashley. This.
Mhm.
Lane said lies. Our culture is so broken as well. Examples of right standing should be repeated,
Represent.
represented.
Represent.
Okay. Great topic to explore. Many thoughts can come from this.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
And I'm not saying how I feel about it is right. This is how I feel about it. I
Yeah.
don't think that's the reason. I feel it's the lack of the first question. Unable to be
Be
vulnerable
vulnerable.
to prior trauma and hurt. This for black men and women.
Exactly. Good job,
All
Ashley.
right. I was ready.
Yeah, they
I
was
was
ready with that one.
ready.
They was ready. Yeah, they was ready for
That was a good one. That
that.
was a good one.
That
All
was
right.
a good juicy one. Good juicy one.
Let's hit your next one, baby.
Oh, all right. So my next one. Has anyone seen the Derek Jackson interview with on My Dear Future Wifey podcast? If you have seen it, it is very interesting. Um, we already talked about his. Are they divorced now? They're still in the process because when he was on there, they were still in the process.
Yeah, we don't know when that was recorded though. I don't know. They
Okay, well,
divorced
they
or
might be
not.
divorced. They might not be
Yeah,
divorced, but
yeah.
um, his ex-wife or his, I don't know if they made divorce or not. Anywho, she went on his podcast too, and she expressed herself, explained, how everything went down, and he got his opportunity to go on the same podcast and express himself. And I would love to know what the QC family thought about it. I know it was in the summer, but it was big and juicy, and it was part one and a part two. And before I say my thoughts, I would love to know what you thought, Nikki, and what the QC family felt about it because it was rather interesting. That's the word I'm gonna use for right now. It was rather interesting.
I would say maybe share a couple of the nuggets or the things that he dropped for those that didn't see it, sis.
Okay. So he talked about, of course, their relationship. He talked about his love for her. Like he really, really, truly loved her. In the way that he expressed it and explained it. That's what I got from it. If y'all got something different, let me know. He explained a little bit more in depth about when they broke up and how things were said. That's not really how it happened. And so he kind of corrected himself a lot. He tried to correct some of the things she said, but it still was like the same thing. It was like, it's kind of the same thing, but you just wanted to make sure
You
you put
just
this.
changed a word or two.
Yeah, you just want to put the poo in there. Yeah, that's basically what you did. Um, and so, like, perfect example when she said, I was passing other women in the hallway. He's like, she wasn't really passing other women in the hallway. Granted, I probably had somebody over there the day before, but they weren't passing in the hallway. I'm like, sir. So you still dirty. Like you still dirty. Like it's just straight trash. You dirty, sir. So that was one thing he talked about. He also talked about one thing that she didn't expose is her mother. How involved her mother is or was
And
involved in their relationship. That
mhm.
was not disclosed in her interview. And so I thought that was really, really he had his whole body language changed when they started talking about her mom because she was very involved and invested in her decision making when it came to their marriage, the kids, and stuff like that. He gave us more of a map of like when they were in college versus what happened
Mhm.
when they moved to Atlanta, and then when she went back and yada yada. So yeah, those were like a lot of the highlights I remember that was like shocking to me of like,
Yeah.
okay, Derek. And he's a good storyteller too. I noticed he can tell a story very
Mm-hmm.
well. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, QT family, if y'all saw it or not. Thank you, James. Um, if y'all saw it or not, if you have it, I would say go watch it. But Nick, what you think about it, baby?
So real quick, for those who don't know who Derek Jackson is, he was the woman guru that would always give advice to single women about
Mhm.
how not to get played, how not to get cheated on, all those different things. And he was married. The problem with it was he was cheating on his allegedly cheating on
Allegedly.
his wife, and it
Mhm.
got exposed, and then a whole bunch of other mess and stuff happened. So if you're interested in watching, if you haven't, it's the Dear Wifey podcast on YouTube, and it's the Derek Jackson interview part 1 and 2. Sis, I'm gonna only share thoughts on what was said. I'm not gonna go deep in my opinions because I wasn't in a marriage. I will
Right.
say I will say he told a lot of details in stories that it felt a bit deflective. It
Very.
felt a bit deflective. You know, if you ask me about the watermelon and I start talking about the dirt, the seeds,
Right.
the rind,
Right.
the day I picked it from the store, how much
Mm.
they charged, how the cashier acted toward me, but I still ain't got to how that watermelon tasted.
Right.
I'm avoiding something. That's what it felt a bit, deflective and avoidance.
Mhm.
Um, I will say, like I told you that day, I'm proud of him for doing it. He didn't have to do that. Was
Mhm.
he doing it for PR purpose? I don't know. Was he doing it to tell this side? I don't know. But he didn't have to. I
Right.
will say he allowed questions to be asked of him
Mhm.
that he could have said, now don't ask me these questions. I'll come, but don't ask me this. But he let himself be asked. So and I don't know what got edited out, but he did let himself be asked some
Yeah.
very questions that I was like, what's the answer to that one? It's a riveting interview. I will say that.
It is.
I like how he didn't tear her down.
I do too. Yeah.
I love how he did not tear her down.
Yeah.
Um, I can see some love there. I can see somebody that I think got caught up in fame and celebrity and money. He's very handsome. He's incredibly sexy. So I'm
Mhm.
sure his DM stayed packed with,
Lit. Lit.
and maybe he did not have the maturity or proper tools to walk away from some of that. I don't know. Wasn't there. I'm gonna say allegedly. But I saw a man that has some remorse. If y'all watched her, we talked about her toward the end of season 2. She came on that podcast looking like a whole different woman.
Right
She
there.
the chick that he married back in the day. She wasn't yeah,
Yeah.
she would,
Mhm.
you know how we do, we break up with somebody, we get our
Yeah.
sex back.
Yeah.
And when you know
She
you
did
gonna
that.
see them or they gonna see you, try to be real extra.
She
Yeah.
did that.
I think he saw that and was like, I think he had some I think he felt like he messed up.
But
Uh
the host actually gave her. He said, "You're gonna come to the podcast. I'm gonna make sure you look. I have my people come in and get you done up real well." So he wanted to make sure she presented herself well, and I'm glad he did because she's a beautiful girl, and
she
honey,
is.
she showed out on that interview.
That's
The
what I
body
was
was
gonna say,
gone.
Carla.
The body
Carla
was
said the
gone.
body was gone.
Okay.
Listen, the
Money
body,
where?
the
Money
glasses,
where?
the makeup, the hair. She listen. She was back to herself. She
Okay.
journeyed back to her.
She
Um,
did.
I'm gonna try to say this. Please forgive me if I say it wrong. Mukoko
You got it.
Marze.
You got it.
I read
Hey,
something.
hey.
I didn't see the interview, but I highly disagree with discussing or exposing your ex-wife in a negative manner. He really didn't.
He didn't.
He did not go in there and try to save face by destroying her. That
Mm-hmm.
is what I highly respect.
I
I
admire him for that.
that was so busy trying to fix their reputation
Right.
that they destroyed somebody else's. I
Right.
didn't see that at all. And
Mm-mm.
I was very shocked. Come on, Derek.
He did good.
Uh,
Oh,
What
maybe we might have to do a part 2 of this discussion because everybody's gonna watch it. We might have to do just a little short, little debrief next show Because if y'all haven't watched it, y'all really should go watch it. It's a
I
good.
have
It's
a
a good
better
one.
idea. Why don't we pop up and do a live one day, like on Instagram or something, or maybe a YouTube live, just discussing that?
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd
That's
be
a
good.
thought.
That'd be
That's a
awesome. That's a good thought.
all right. Well, what your last thought? Wrap that one up.
My thoughts about it was kind of like what you thought. I was very proud that he did it, one, because he didn't have to. And one thing I took from this is like these are two broken people who tried to do the best they could to stay together without having the right framework in which to be together
Mhm.
and live happily together and not with all the extras.
Yeah.
And even though they were as a church kids, they went to church, they was involved in, they had that background. They still didn't
Hmm.
understand
Hmm.
how to love someone beyond what you think you desire, what you want to do. How do you
Yeah.
truly love someone
Hmm.
in a godly way, especially if you say I do? And so I think now hindsight is 2020. I said it again earlier today, didn't I? That now they both see in ways that they could have loved each other better now. And that's
Hmm.
one thing that Derek did show. He was like, if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't have done what I did have
Yeah.
done. I would have treated her the way she was supposed to be treated. I would have had the right words to say about how I felt. Another thing I like that he did, and I don't know if he did it to get brownie points or not, but for a man to say in so many words that I just didn't have it. Like I didn't have the words to tell her how I felt. I felt neglected. When she
Right.
didn't want to touch me, I didn't feel like I was being loved. So someone else giving me attention might as well.
Hmm.
I've seen it done before. He was very honest about that. And I think more men need to see that because they're doing the same patterns he did. And I feel like in a way, he exposed his truths. But it's a testimony in everything he talked about because
Yeah.
we all fall short sometimes
Yeah.
and
All.
don't realize it all the time. And he fell short a lot of the time in their relationship just from what he exposed about himself.
Hmm.
Granted, he didn't owe us that. And so a part of me was like, at first I was like, oh, it's going to be good. And while I was watching it, I was like, my heart just got more softer and softer. I was like, all right,
Okay,
Derek.
Grinch. Your
Yeah.
heart began to grow.
Yeah. I was like, all right, Derek. You got me. You got me, brother.
Yeah.
So, I really commend him from going on there and telling his side. And um, what is the host name of Dear Future Wifey podcast? I forget his name,
Girl.
but I just want to give him kudos for the
Yeah.
way he interviews people
Yes.
who have difficult situations,
Hmm.
and the way he interviewed him was so in so much love and so
It
much
was great.
support,
Yeah.
but it was very poignant on like,
Yeah.
okay, bro, let's get to the answer. Like, no, I see you went around it, but let's come back
Yeah.
to what I asked you. And I really appreciate that he stayed on cue and was able to give him grace to
Yeah.
explain himself. Even when he would go off a little bit, he would just redirect him and he would just like get back on course and tell us
Hmm.
what he needed to say. And so
Yeah.
I really commend him on being a great interviewer. But Derek, it was very interesting. It gave me a really a different perspective on, how we always say you got the good and the evil, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of gray. It's a
Yeah.
lot of gray. And I think in that gray, there's a lot of grace that can be given and learned from each
Yeah.
situation. So I really appreciate it. So yeah, I was indifferent. I was like, oh, this about to be, and it was good a different way. Yeah, I
Uh,
didn't see his interview with he had another interview with another person, but I didn't watch the interview for other reasons. But yeah, I'll talk about that later. But
okay.
he did. He had another interview explaining his side of things, but with
Hmm.
another person. But I don't know
Hmm.
how it went. But if y'all know
Yeah.
how it went, let me know. Yeah.
I just got to honor him because he didn't owe Nikki none of what he said.
None of it.
And where there were parts that felt like you deflecting, like that ain't what he asked you. Why we talking about that? There were parts where he was super open.
Open, yeah.
He don't own no podcast, let alone a very popular one to go
Right.
talk. And what I loved about it again was he did not tear her down to build himself back up.
Yes, he
I
did.
love that. I love that.
Thank
So
you.
we got one more
Yeah.
topic on hit for time's sake because we still
Yes.
have last segment that we can't wait to share with you guys. So I'm I'm gonna hit this topic. Well, y'all
Okay.
off in these comments, all right? Okay. Many of you have
Oh, this one.
already seen the viral video. It is, it is not, no, it's international because they're talking about in other countries. This woman's name is Rhonda, but she goes by Robiche on Instagram. Recently, she made a video. This is her in the video, a still of it anyway. She was in the emergency room when she made this video, and she's explaining how a black man hit her in the face with a brick because she decided not to give him her telephone number.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say allegedly, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna say it. You know, there have been people reaching out to, oh, she's from Houston too, reaching out to the police department. And at one point when I was researching everything, they hadn't given a comment about anything. But that's, we're not gonna talk about the if it was true or not. Obviously, something happened, you see her face. Now, this man right here, uh, this man right here says he was actually one of the bystanders. Oh, I didn't tell this part of the story. I'm sorry. When this happened, there were many people standing around and watching it unfold, but no one stepped in to stop him or to stop him from hitting her. This man right here is one of the bystanders, and he goes on to say that not only did he witness it, but he was not about to step in. Now, he says his words. Everybody knows her, and they know that she's basically messy, and she's always taunting men. He referenced slapping white men, but if you go watch the videos, you can tell that these men have been talked to prior to the camera starting and saying, listen, this is what I'm doing. Is it okay if I hit you? And she slaps them. Being given permission versus you doing it out of spite or anger, two totally different things. This man says because she's like that and she was allegedly egging this man on to hit her, why should he jump in? But he's also combining things that she's done in the past through some of her skits, which to me have nothing to do with the fact that you watch that man pick up that brick and then hit her with it. So I want to ask our family. I call it the do nothing culture. That would rather stand by and get the video on their phone than stand by and intervene. What do you all think about it? Should anyone have intervened in that? What do you feel about what the man says about not intervening? And if you've heard about the story, you've researched it or seen the video, what are your thoughts that this man hit her in the face with a brick because she didn't want to give him her telephone number? Sierra.
Was she drunk?
In the video, or when she
Like when it
made
happened?
the video in the emergency room?
When it happened, when
I
she
don't
was out, you don't know? Because I watched the video before she got to the hospital, and she was
Okay.
on the side of the road, and she was pointing all the men, and she was saying, "All these men out here, stop him from hitting me." And so what I did before you even sent me this, I had went to her Instagram page just to see who this woman was, and very beautiful woman. But then I heard what this other man said. The bystander said that she's attention grab. I'm gonna say grab.
Uh-huh.
Attention seeker. I'm gonna say it that way.
Hey, lady, we haven't seen you.
Hey. But that was the host of My Dear Future Wifey podcast, Materius Whitfield. Thank you, Carter. Of course, you don't want to hit nobody out of spite. And the fact that no one did nothing, but I don't know if they even recorded it because no one recorded it. Have you seen a video of it? Of him hitting her?
No, I haven't seen the actual hit.
They did. Well, there was no videos of the actual action, but I hate to say this. The do nothing culture gets on my nerves because I feel like someone could have stepped in and said, "Hey man, just get your car. She going crazy. She wilding out, man. Just get your car," and got him to his car and left her there before it got to that point. But at the same time, we are in a world where we're so equal, and it sucks. I wish men were more chivalry and were more protective of us. But if she was egging him on to hit her after she denied her number to him, was she asking for it? Like I have so many questions. I have so many questions about this. But I wish he didn't do it. I wish someone would have stopped him before he did it. And not just stood by and watched him hit her. Um, and that he actually picked up a brick and hit her. That means he walked to somewhere, picked up the brick, and walked back and hit her. I don't even care if it was that close or if it was far or not. He could have been stopped along that way of doing whatever he did to her. So I have so many questions, but I have mixed emotions because I don't know the full story in how things happen. But the do nothing culture, it is annoying. And pulling out your phones and recording first before you do something to stop the situation irritates my soul. I'd rather protect someone from being hurt before, or protect them from hurting themselves before pulling out my phone to record the situation. So it's social media has really um, changed the dynamics of how we see things and how we react to the world, and it sucks, in my opinion. I said all that to say, Nikki, what you think? Cause
Y'all ready for me to go off?
Nick, cause you was waiting.
I don't care if she was drunk, if she was high to the heavens, if she stood in his face and said, hit me with a brick. Absolutely, there's no reason why a man, I'm gonna say a black man because he was black, should pick up anything and hit a black woman. Point blank. Period. Now, if you were trying to stop her from hurting your child, protect your child, do what you got to do. But a brick is like you spitting in my face. Slapping me, spitting in my face, and a brick, that's personal. That's disrespectful. And because she won't give you your phone number, I've had men that say bitch because I wouldn't get them. I've had men say, well, F you then, because I wouldn't give them their phone. Okay, that was disrespectful enough. You pick up a brick.
You went and got a brick.
There's
no one stopped you.
No justification. Hit an alligator with a brick. Hit a bear with a brick. Hit a fish's dog that is rabid. All of like it's a rabid dog. Hit that with a brick. What justification do you have for hitting that woman with a brick? I don't care if she do skits where she slapped the president 12 times a day. What justification do you have? Okay, off of them. Help me understand the bystanders. Because even if you don't step in, because you feel like I'm not gonna risk my life or whatever, you can't say, bro, hold up, no, man, man, not no brick, dog. No, man, calm down. Nobody said any of that. The guy that made that video, his justification is, well, we know her around here.
Mm-hmm.
She always egging somebody on, and she always doing this and that. So before you can justify helping somebody, you gotta deem them worthy. I'm so glad God don't do me like that. I'm sorry. Because if he did, I probably wouldn't be here today. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would like to hope that if I'm out somewhere and it's even one other black person near me and they see somebody about to harm me, especially with a freaking brick, that somebody would say something or do something. Mm-hmm. She said nobody did anything. Nobody did anything. There's no justification for that for me. Here's the other part of that. If he would have killed her by hitting her in the wrong spot in her head with that brick, if he would have done something to her where it was irreversible, like you've done real damage to this woman, what happens then? Because you couldn't get the phone number, boo? You that hard up for a woman? Because they got people that'll sell it to you. Somebody will catch that later.
Yeah.
So, there's just no you can't justify that for me. And I don't give two flying figs if she was drunk or high. And real talk, getting hit with a brick, that can make you act like you're drunk too.
It can, because you got hit.
That was a brick. Did you see her face?
Her face is
swelling. You know what swelling means? That's because of that brick.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to keep it real PG and Christian.
Yeah, I know.
I can say this, hell to the no.
And the culture that we live in Houston 6 with H.I. Hold Down, I love us, but some women can be so how can I say this without really going too far? Um, women fight like men in HF. They talk smack like men. So if she's out there, yeah, they just saw her as another dude. She just crazy, man. And that's sad that we live in a society where we don't value one another. We really don't. But doesn't justify it.
I don't care if I was Ali's daughter. I could be Layla.
I could be Layla.
I can just lay you out real good, and I can box real good. A brick, sis. Okay, if y'all will go with me in my mind, go with me here for a minute. Close your eyes for a second. You are coming out of HEB, or I'm sorry for those that are not in Texas. You're coming out of Walmart. It's a crowd of people standing around, and it is a person of your color, whatever color you are, picking up. It's a man picking up a brick. And he's about to go hit a woman. Now, you know right off the cuff, because apparently all these people know her. That ain't her husband, ain't her man. Even if it was her man or her daddy, you see him approach her with a brick. Right. Nobody says anything.
No.
Don't nobody say, I'm going to go call the cops. Yo, man, put that. Nobody says, I'm trying not to pull out my hair right now.
And when she was
nobody says anything.
When she was recording herself out there on the street, there was nobody standing around her to help her. By the way,
no,
like no one was near her. She's like, I just got hit and no one's helping me. And like no one was coming to her rescue at all.
And I don't blame her for reporting that, because if I die, if she would have died, or if he would have to keep attacking her, or at this point, I don't trust none of y'all either, because you're standing around watching this.
Right, exactly.
Y'all, there's no justification for that.
It's not.
And I'm going to talk to my people. There is no justification. I don't care if you call her the biggest hoe. Y'all done all ran through her. She done stole your mama VCR back in the day. I don't care. How can you look at that and be okay with a man? She said this statement that basically women take care of themselves. And one of the people that I follow on Instagram it was beautifully said. Real talk, Black men, we come to y'all rescue 24/7. Let something be going down. We're going to stand right there to make sure. We'll record. We're going to scream at the police. We're going to do whatever. We're going to protect our men. He says, after she made that statement, that men tend to, referencing Black men, I'm sorry, that they tend to feel like if it ain't mine or my possession,
right?
Ain't my mama, my daughter, my sister,
I'm out.
My wife. What? We talked about this at the end of season 2. What happened to that belief that everybody is you don't, what?
It's sad.
Okay, so
very sad.
This brother was on the subway, and he was standing between an older man and a younger man. And he kept telling that younger man, oh, I understand he pissed you off. I understand he made you mad, but you're not gonna hit this old man. Nah, bro, no, I got you, but you're not about to hit this old man. He stood there throughout the duration of the video, keeping that man from attacking the older man. All of them were Black. What all them people at? Where those brothers? What they at?
They're far and few. They far and few. It's sad. It's really, really sad.
Oh, my Lancer.
It's really sad.
I'm sorry, y'all. I see your comments.
Yeah, they it's a lot of them.
I knew it was gonna be one of those because I'm sweating. All righty. You want to hit this from James?
James, my thoughts are what would expect from my thoughts are what would we expect from bystanding people if we were hit in public? My answer is we would want someone to step up and come clean.
I want somebody to step in and stop it. And if it takes 2 or 3 to step in and stop this, you asked me, was she drunk? Was he drunk? And stop this brother from picking up a brick. You see him going for something. You see him stand up with it. You see him walking toward her. It was so many opportunities for 2 or 3 of them to jump on him and say, "Nah, man, this ain't going down like this, bro. You're doing too much." Why would a man even need a brick? Exactly. See, there had to.
They had time.
Oh, he had time to think and react differently. Hey, I would naturally intervene by speaking up, being attacked, and having people simply watch as cruel, excessive, and ridiculous. This was from Carla.
Yeah. I wrote a paper in psychology class regarding this topic. Regardless of what the story is, we got to do better. Watching a scene and saying it's not my business, etc., is just harsh. If a man goes through the same thing, intervention is needed. Period. We have to do better, and we do. As a society, we do have to do better.
That part. Mukoko said the man was out of his mind. The word warned us the love of many will grow cold. So no one yelled, called 911, picked up a weapon. I'm just disgusted. The bystander effect. I'm sorry, but the brother is out of pocket. You want to hit this one from your baby?
My mission every day is to get home safely to my wife at all costs. However, I would at least try something.
I would appreciate if somebody would have been like, "Hey, man, no, man, you ain't finna hit it with no brick." Something.
That makes me sad. Unless there was a gun involved. If there was no real threat, no. I know. It's horrible.
That part. We're going to run through these real quick. We're going to hit our last segment. Look at the Alabama brawl. How many cameras came out before defending the security guard? Well, true. However,
we're going to talk about that.
Some of them had to wait on that boat to dock for them to jump off the hill.
Right, to help them.
Swam over. So they were in motion. It was loading. They were in motion.
They was coming.
Wait a minute. Increased stories.
One man swam. He swam, baby. He said, "I'm going to help you, brother."
I don't know what's going on with that. Are we still live, y'all?
Yeah, we're still live.
Okay. All righty. If he had time to get a brick, that was time. The Alabama thing is an example of how we help Black men. The men that we protect are not in those type of environments, and that's no excuse. My brother said, "Nikki, did you all see her other videos where she was talking smack and slapping?" Yeah, yes. And I did address that, but those were skits. Those were skits that she actually got permission to do. So yeah, but let's just say that they weren't skits. I cannot justify it because that's something I've seen you do that you deserve to get hit with that brick. I personally cannot justify that. That's a woman. And it should never be okay that a woman be attacked on the street and nobody step in. That's not okay. We're gonna end this. I love you, brother. Thank y'all for your comments. I knew this was gonna make me sweat. I don't know if it got y'all hot, but it got me sweating. Y'all know me, I get passionate and I get to sweating. See, did you have any final thoughts before we move on?
Just love one another and look out for your fellow man. We love y'all. Thank y'all for your support. Share.
All right. Thank y'all. Okay. So we used to end season 2 with our affirmations for the week. We're doing something different in season 3. We're going to end each episode. We're talking about what are we going to say no to this week and what are we going to say yes to? And not just this week, but going forward in life. What are you saying no to? And what are you saying yes to? So we would love it if you guys would share with us down in the chat. If you're not quite sure how it goes, listen, because C's about to share hers and I'll share mine. And we'd love to hear from you guys. What will you say no to and what will you say yes to?
I will say no to overbooking myself.
Ooh, come through, schedule.
And I'm going to say yes to...
Love you, brother. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to say yes to purposeful decisions. Decision making.
Purposeful decision making. And no to overbooking. I love it. Come on, time management. Sexy. Time management is sexy, girl.
I try.
I am saying no to distractions. Saying L to the no to distractions. And I'm saying yes to self-discipline. saying yes to self-discipline. Um, in a lot of areas,
A lot.
and it's a daily thing. And once it's conquered, you learn to self-discipline in another area. I got a
Mm-hmm.
few areas that I'm working on right now,
Amen.
but I say no to distractions and yes to self-discipline. All
Yeah.
righty. Ashley wants to share. Love you, brother. Ashley says, I'm saying no to things that affect my peace and yes to being intentional with my time. Come on, time
Yes.
management.
Yes.
Come on, time management. I
Yes.
love it. Anybody else want to share
TC
what
family. What you're saying no to and what you're saying yes to. Put it in the
okay,
comments, put it in the chat.
Mukoko. You want to read Mukoko's? I
Oh,
like the name, by the way.
no self-doubt, yes to true productivity in all areas. Yes.
Ooh,
On the no
no
self-doubt. Because guess
doubt.
what?
I love
Guess what, Makoko? You chosen by the Most High, buddy. You got this. You
I
got
love
this.
the name Mukoko. Say
Mhm.
no to the coco. He is saying no to self-doubt and yes
Yes,
to true productivity. Come through.
that's awesome.
Come on, King. No to being static,
Too still.
too still. And yes to being more creative. Come on.
Come on,
King.
people.
Come
We
on.
trying to come up. Yes.
Come on. Look at God now with the say no, say yes. Come through. I'm
Yes.
saying no to avoidance. I'm saying yes to standing up for myself and what I know to be truth. Oof. Score for all of y'all.
Yeah.
Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. And all
Love y'all. Love
right,
y'all.
fam.
Yes. Well, that
It's been
was our
great.
premiere.
Brr, 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 brr. They understand that on the next episode. Oh wow. This has been a great first show back.
It
I
has.
missed
It
it.
has.
I
I
missed
have. I have. We missed y'all. We thank y'all for coming in. We so much appreciate all of our QT family who returned and our new QT family who have joined us. Please continue to share. I am Mrs. Pleasant TV on all social media. You can call me CC if you want to, but be careful. And we love y'all. We can't wait to see you guys. We have so much planned for this season. Things will look a little bit different. You want to go with that, Nick? You want me to go with it? Because I'm flowing and going. When we flow and go, flowing and going. So this season, this season, we have some very fun, interactive, pre-recorded uh, 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 lives. So we would love for you guys to check into them. Some Tuesdays we will be here, and some Tuesdays we will still be here, but it'll be a pre-recorded show. And we have some guests that you are going to love, and the conversations that we have had. Y'all, just get your tissue paper. Make sure you have eaten something because you gonna be you gonna cry, you gonna laugh, you gonna have aha moments coming up. It's going to be and have some you might want to take some notes too because it's a lot of ducats that you might want to repost for your family and friends and send to your family and friends so they can enjoy the QT family. So please look out for that. We will let you guys know in advance what y'all be looking for. So look for our promos as they come out throughout the weeks. And we thank y'all so much. Nick, anything else?
Thank you so much, Carla. No, ma'am, you
Thank
hit
you,
it on
Carla.
the head. She said, so excited for this new season. Thank y'all so much. Y'all made this first episode amazing.
Yes.
I'm me at Coach Nick, the Overcomer, on all social media platforms. We have a new Facebook page.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
It is called the Queens Takeover Podcast. It ain't even that hard.
I
But if
know.
y'all liked it, if you didn't get an invitation, please forgive us on charge it to our heart or our head. But you can go to Facebook and look up the Queens Takeover Podcast. Please like the page, follow the page. If you're not followed us on Instagram or YouTube, please do so and share this, y'all. Share this. We have amazing conversations. God moves every episode, or we have some in-depth conversations that really do change lives. And we're so excited, grateful, and proud of that. With that being said, we are out of here. We're going to remind you what to do with your crowns. Go ahead.
Don't forget to fix your crowns. Don't let it tilt to the side. Don't drag that crown. Put it on your head. Stand tall. You are beautiful and wonderfully made. And we love y'all so much. We appreciate you. We'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.